Okay, jazz articulation, one of the easiest concepts, because in music it actually makes sense that the shapes that are used for articulation are very similar to the sounds they make. So you tend to just play it as it's written, but then you have to learn the names and that kind of thing for exams and theory, and just, I don't know, because it's good and fun and everything needs a name. So let's do some of it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is swing patterns. It sounds a strange place to start, but let me just explain that a swing pattern is really this in a triplet as such. Now what happens is when we're writing swing patterns, we get sick of writing oodles and oodles of this. So we tend to just simplify this to straight eighth notes. And then we write swing at the start of the piece, usually over here. So you have a metronome mark and then swing. A bit messy. Because obviously this is much easier to read than this part here. So it's important because you don't need to put articulation on stuff, because otherwise you might need to do on here, you might need to go long, short, long, short, but you don't need to worry about that kind of stuff. So the articulation is not used for that. So just something to be aware of there. Okay, some basics here. This is going back to kindergarten of music. Oh, did the stems wrong, talking about kindergarten. If we're doing the same note, that's a tie. If we're doing lots of different notes and we put that's a slur, and that tells us the phrase. You can't, just something to remind you there. Oh, doing some actual notes, here we go. Staccato, like I said, sounds like it, looks like it sounds, so it's just a dot, nice and simple. Tenuto is a long sound, no accent, just held for as long as you possibly can. It's a weird concept, but it's a musical thing and it makes sense. Sempre Staccato, so this is somewhere in between a staccato and just a normal note, and you can do that with both of them. Stick them both on and you get a sempre, little bit staccato. If you have a lot of notes, then you can use it with a slur. So if you slur all those notes, that is sempre staccato, a little bit staccato. Okay, normal old accent just looks like that. It's a longish accent, so you wouldn't usually see it on like a 16th note. That would be a little bit weird. You might, but it's a little bit of a weird thing. Marcato, nice short accent, and it's nice and short like that. So this would be very odd. I don't think I've ever seen it having a short accent on a long note like that. That would be a strange thing to do, so don't do that. Short accent. I've just done this little summary table because you can see they're going from, these are the long ones, this is the one in the middle, and then the short like that. So the good little accent table. Glissando, so you can have it between two notes, joining up two notes with a little squiggle. You can just have them by themselves sometimes, so you could have a glissando coming off that. Oh, that's a bit of an ugly squiggle. Means different things on different instruments. So on a piano, a glissando might mean just a big run, like you just get your finger and go down all the notes. On a trombone, you're going to slide. Not chromatically, it's just going to be a slide of every note. On a saxophone, you're going to have to play it chromatically. So there's a few different ways to do glissandos, but the squiggly line is a glissando. Okay, a fall is like a glissando, but you can have a small fall, which is just like that. A short fall, I should call it short fall, and long fall is with the glissando line coming off it. Again, means different things on different instruments. Oh, here we go. So the normal old scoop is just that. Oh, kind of join those in. Probably don't join it in like that. Just a little scoop in means dong, scoop into the note. The Acciaccatura and the Appoggiatura are like more accurate versions of those. So you just do a little tiny little one here, This is the Acciaccatura with a line through it, and that means you put more emphasis on this note, and the Acciaccatura note is super, this note, the Acciaccatura note, is super short and just a little blip, bling. And then the Appoggiatura is very similar, but you don't cross it out. It's a little line joining it up, don't cross it out. Same thing. The Appoggiatura and the Acciaccatura are just more detailed versions of a scoop, but they can also be useful for going through different notes, because maybe you specifically wanted them to Appoggiatura from that note or something like that. So just a more detailed version of those two. Bend. Oh, I've forgotten how to do that myself there for a second. So bend, little one on top. Usually it's quite quick though. It's kind of that kind of sound. Okay, I just put them all up here. So depending on the style and instrument, tremolo, shake, trill, and mordent are kind of all similar things. So you get this on top, on the top like that. It means ba. So depending on what instrument, you might get actual notes going chromatically in between notes, or you might just get a shake. You could get a trill that looks like this, or something like that, like a flute trill or something like that. As again, it depends on the style and instrument as to what exactly gets written for every instrument here. You can also get things like this, where that note tied to that note, and then the shake is there, which kind of means shake at the end of the minimum, not from the start. So you kind of get a duh, that kind of vibe. Mordent, sorry, I should do Mordent, can be like that. Oh, wrong way, that line was the wrong way. But anyway, it just means the direction you do the shake, whether you want it up or down, is the line. Doi. This is a great one. Doi sounds exactly what you want it. It's like the opposite of a scoop, I guess. Doi. You go up. Doi. I love it. What do we got? Turn. We're going from this note to this note. It's a bit boring, so we put a sideways S like this, and that means put a little turn note in here, something like that. And so the turn symbol, is this bit here, and these notes are what the instruments actually play. And usually a section leader or someone will tell you how to play the turn exactly, or you just give it a go depending on how much detail you need at the time. Yes, sometimes you can get a turn that just looks like a little line, so you can get that one to that one, and then it can look a little bit like that. It's occasional. I'm not sure that's used that much anymore, but you can get it like that. Oh, ghost notes, probably more in drum parts, but you do see them in saxophone parts. So let's go like that, and you just put them in brackets. Just a different way of playing the note. Could be in different fingering, or could be just different way of playing a note. Oh, that's it. We're done for the articulations. Where am I looking? Over there. Hope that was helpful. Good luck. See ya.